Hey, what's up, everybody? Pat here, gratefully covering alcoholic and addict just like every day. Guys, please don't forget to subscribe, leave the video a like, drop me a comment, and by all means share it with anybody you think might get something out of it. On that, how we all doing today, guys? Busy, hard day. Really happy with the progress I made today. The bathroom remodel I've been working on is officially ready for plaster and tile, which is the last, the last of the main thing. So I'm in pretty good shape of getting it done. I need to focus and crank the next couple of days, but I got a massive amount done with that today. Further, I'm gonna share. If I look a little, I'm working my program as we speak, guys. About 5 minutes ago, I got a phone call from a hearing officer at the registry. And again, I was told last week at my hearing that I've completed everything I needed to do. The next step was to fill out the paperwork to get the breathalyzer and go get my permit. And I expected that call. She was calling me to tell me to go ahead and move forward with that. And this woman looked at the record and said, "Oh, I don't understand. According to my calculations, you should have to take 4 more classes." And I'm like, "Well, I just took all the classes." She's like, "No, I see the classes you took, but I don't understand why they should want 4 more from you. I don't understand why the other officer let this go through." But without denying me, she said, "I'm going to put this on hold." She's going to speak to the other woman who put me through and approved me last week and then call me back tomorrow. So I'm going to be in limbo for the next 24 hours. I may be able to go get the interlock installed and go get my permit this week. I may have to schedule 4 more classes at a cost of, I think it was like $400 per class, so another $1,600. And mind you, it's the exact same class. So I'm taking the exact same class over and over and over again. I may have to take 4 more, which means I got to schedule 4 more classes, miss 4 more days of work. It's an 8-hour class. And, I've already gotten all the information I can out of it. I've met all 3 instructors that teach the class. But you know what? I'm not gonna get upset. I didn't get upset with her. I said, "Okay, ma'am." I said, "Well, just I'll be waiting for your call. Please let me know." She did tell me. She goes, "If there was a reason she did what she did, I'll call you back tomorrow and I'll look at that paperwork and you can move forward. Otherwise, we'll let you know." So, now my suspicions are, because they asked me for that extra leg of paperwork and one of those was a driving conviction, that might have triggered the need for more classes on my part. And if that's the case, then I'm gonna have to take them, and it's gonna take me another month and another another $1,600, and I'm making about a couple $1,000s a day right now, so it's another $8,000 in lost pay. But it is what it is. I got to see it through. I'm not going to let it derail me. I'm not going to let it, rent space in my head. I'm going to, I already been, first of all, the second I hung up the phone, I went and centered myself in prayer and asked God to guide me and correct any mistakes on their end if they're making a mistake. But you know what? She's doing that already. She's going to talk to the other woman. If I'm eligible, I will move forward tomorrow. If I have to backtrack and go take 4 more classes, then I'm going to take the 4 more classes. Like, I will see this through. It'll be a massive inconvenience and a bunch more money, and I'm very busy right now, so I don't know how I'll make up the time, but I will do so if need be. And that's just me sharing, working my program, guys. It's not always easy. Things don't always go the way you expect. I don't want you guys to think, I come in and tell you, "Oh, great day, I love life." I still have the same attitude, upbeat, hope-filled, gratitude when I was just given a huge setback. But again, it isn't over yet. We will wait, and I will report in tomorrow's video how the phone call went and where we're at. But guys, I work my program, and I bring this up because literally this happened 5 minutes ago. Like, if I had started my video any earlier, I would have missed a phone call. So I'm glad at least I made it. I got it, and and I'm glad she didn't just. I'm glad she stopped to check her end of it, and I'm hoping that when she speaks to the other hearing officer that I can still go through, or maybe if I do have to take the classes, then maybe they'll let me move forward and take the classes, within 6-month period, or, face suspension. I don't know. I will find out. But again, either way, I know I'm plugged into my higher power. I know I'm doing the right thing. I'm doing good things every day, and I know that's why I'm moving forward. And I will continue to do so, and I will talk about it Friday at the meeting with my friends. After I do the video, I'm going to call my sponsor. I'm going to let him know what happened. and we'll report tomorrow what happens. Like, things out of my control, I'm not gonna, let rent space in my head, and I'm certainly not gonna let it ruin my spiritual condition. And I do this through awareness and spiritual maintenance, which is exactly what we're going to talk about today, guys. The spiritual principle of the day is awareness through spiritual maintenance. So let's get into it. Carrying the message brings us awareness of our gifts and our limitations, and it guides us to change. The effort we put into our recovery, working the steps, studying traditions, living by spiritual principles, frees us up to be ourselves. We develop a connection with the higher power. We come to understand more about what makes us tick. We clean up wreckage, past and present, appropriate. We mend old relationships, and we build new ones. Each element of this process expands our awareness. The message we carry is enriched by personal experience with the daily application of spiritual principles. Life can get good, really good, often better than we'd imagined. We're free from active addiction, and we are less consumed by self-centered fear. That might lead us to drop habits from our daily routine without paying an immediate price. We stop writing, reflecting, meditating. We start to call our sponsor less. All the external evidence indicates we're okay for now. But are we plugged in if anxiety bubbles up, or will we try to drown it in ice cream or outrun it on a fast motorcycle? Attending meetings regularly, even when we've slacked off on other good habits, gives us the chance to correct course. We may notice our attempts to share feel stiff or detached. We recognize the danger of living in when we see this, we're recognizing the danger of living an unexamined life. We may be in trouble, but seeing it coming is a good start. With this awareness, we can turn to the practices that feed our recovery. We take responsibility for the brewing storm in our brain or our belly, and we share our sense of disconnect. By attending meetings, we take in some gentle cues about what's important. Awareness can bring us back from the edge if we pay attention and then act on it accordingly. And then the affirmation for today is, I will conduct the spiritual maintenance needed to bolster or maintain my recovery, always seeking to continue, improve, and practice spiritual principles in my life. And guys, that's what I'm doing as we speak, as we do the video. I mean, I can't believe it. I was actually very surprised that they called me at like 5 minutes to 6 o'clock. And as soon as I saw that number, I was like, ooh, nice, I'm going to have something great to report. And then, boom, no. But again, it's not over yet. I know I've done everything I can up to this point. And she even said, she goes, no, it's not that you've done something wrong, but I think when I reported this last bit of paperwork, that might have triggered something with the registry. And I certainly hope it's not 4 more classes. But if it is, it's just part of the process that I'm going to deal with, and I'm going to deal with it accordingly. I've already made my mind up that I'm going to see this through, and I certainly hope that there's a way that I can get this done and maybe take the classes, after I get the interlock installed and move forward, and I will bring that to their attention. But again, arguing and getting upset is not going to change it, right? And I think I am handling it well because I do manage my spiritual maintenance. I haven't slacked off. And it's a perfect example of the difference, because I know if I wasn't plugged in and wasn't calling my sponsor tonight, wasn't going to my meeting Friday, wasn't going bowling with the crew, my life wasn't so full of hope, and I hadn't been paying attention to these things and understand that things that are out of my control are not worth me getting upset about, then I'd be, again, throwing my hands in the air and going, oh my God, what is this? I've done this. Why do I get to take this stupid class over and over again? Well, because every 3 surchargeable points triggers the need to take this class. So apparently, if I got this may have triggered another 4-year habitual offender, but again, it's back in 2006, so it doesn't preclude me from being eligible to get my license back, but it may have added so many surcharge points back in that time frame that I'm going to have to take the class 4 more times. Like, I get it. It all makes sense because I look at things from a point of view, and I don't act out of character. And I'm glad that I'm working my program. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to keep the sun out of my face. It's crazy. I'm glad I am working my program and I can see these things and I do have control of my emotions, but I have control of these things because I have not disconnected from my spiritual maintenance. And the reason I do these videos every day is it's part of my spiritual maintenance. It is a great way for myself to take these lessons in on a daily basis, guys, because again, I read the reading to share the reading with all of you out there, but I'm also reading it for myself first and foremost. And the reason I don't read it to you guys out of the book, I actually rewrite it in my own words, because I found that's the best way that I internalize things, and I take these lessons to heart, and then they stay with me more. I'm a big reader anyway. I could read the same book I read 5 years ago and think I'd never read it before, or might recognize some of the story, but I don't internalize it the way that I do when I write things out. So that's why I suggest during journaling. It's why I journal for myself. It's why I write these readings out and then read them back on video. And then I talk about how it applies to my life, because again, it keeps me on the fast track to my recovery. It keeps me plugged in, and it keeps me paying attention to what I want. Like, I'm enjoying the gains I make at the gym, and I've noticed I've kind of plateaued, but I've also noticed that I've been very busy lately, and I've been skipping some days at the gym during the week. So even after a very hard day today, I'm hanging cement board on the floor and the ceiling and overhead, and then I fine tuned and took care of all the stuff so that I can go in there and just start coating everything and putting a finish on this place. And I was on a ladder and hanging cement board over my head and screws and dirty and shit in my eye. But I got to a point that I finished everything, and it didn't make sense to still start lugging tile at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I decided I'd stop and I'd go to the gym. See, my point of that is, guys, when I notice things today, I correct the course. I take whatever appropriate action. I almost wanted to stop and digest all this information for a longer period of time to make sure that I was centered and grounded before I did my video. But I realized, I'm like, no, like, I work my program enough that it's immediate. And that's the beauty of it, guys. The more we do this, the easier it gets. Like, it's out of my control. Like, I've done what I could do. I answered the phone. I pleaded my case with her. I reminded her I'd taken these 3 classes. I thought at first she was saying that I didn't have credit for the 3 classes that I've taken. Now, she might be looking at something differently. I might need to take 1 more class. They may let me get my license. I don't know. And I'm not going to, start saying this, that, or the other. I made sure that I was very kind to her. Let her know that I appreciate it, that I understand that, just please let me know. And I did ask her, she said, no, you didn't do anything wrong. I see you've taken your classes. She goes, but I don't understand how the other lady pushed you through when I'm seeing you as being not eligible yet. And I'm like, okay. She goes, but rather than denying me, she's going to go talk to her, and she's going to call me back tomorrow and let me know what they find. Honestly, being that it's the DMV, the Registry of Motor Vehicles, I'm fully anticipating a phone call tomorrow saying you have to take 4 more classes and then you can move forward. And so the beauty of that is, guys, they haven't denied me. I'm still eligible. I just have to take these 4 classes first. So now it's going to be a matter of, how do I do this? And I'm thinking it out as I talk to you guys. I suspect, and I think what I'll probably do is I'll finish this bathroom. I just got 1 more job that came in, which is kind of a big job that needs to get done. Before I take on the next big job, I'm going to take a mini vacation, and I will schedule the 4 classes for, if possible, if they have availability in the class, I will take it for the first 3 days in July that I can. And I'm well overdue for a vacation. I hate to waste my vacation in a registry class, a DOT class that I know like the back of my hand because I've just taken it 3 times in April. But it's a matter of what's important to me. And again, the work's not going anywhere. I got plenty of work, and I got plenty of money in the bank. I can afford to do so. This is my priority. Yeah, it's another $1,600. Okay. I mean, it is what it is. The reinstatement charge after that is $11,900. I've already spent about $8,000. And it's not the end of the world. And the thing of it is, it's not like I don't have the money. And at any other point in my life, this would be a big deal. Oh my God, where am I going to get the money? I can do this, that. No, like, I've got a lot more than that in the bank, and so it's okay. God has brought me to this place so that I can do this. He's not punishing me. I know that. The registry is making sure that I just, again, I'm might be overreacting, but clearly this is something I've been working on for 16 months. I was so excited on Wednesday last Wednesday when they told me that I was there. Fill out this paperwork, move forward. You're there. I might still be there. We'll find out tomorrow. It's another bump in the road. Sometimes life will throw these tests at you to how am I going to react? Am I going to do something out of character and go out and while out tonight? No, I'm going to do my video. I'm going to plug in. I'm going to share it with you guys to let you know that I'm still the same grateful person. Like, I love my life. I feel like I'm the most blessed person on the planet. Doesn't mean that I'm not still going to have to deal with the situations that arise, but it is a test of my character today that I'm going to deal with this the most appropriate way possible. I'm already trying to think of things in a realistic light. I'm trying to think of why they would be doing this, and I think I can make sense of it. The last round of paperwork that I turned in, just, I don't know why, somehow they were not aware of the conviction that I had back in 2006 for driving on a suspended license. So that might have just, now that they've run it through the registry, it's probably triggered the requirement for more classes. I don't think it would be 4, but I will find that out tomorrow. It may very well be 1. I do have to get this bathroom done, so if it is 1, then I will do so for the first week of July. As soon as I finish this bathroom and get tenants moved in, I'll go take care of my class, and I'll wait for them to have it in the computer, and I'll move forward. But again, I'm guessing, but no, I'm trying to, there's a difference between just, feeling self-defeating, but there's nothing wrong with sitting down and looking at the variables and trying to make sense of things, guys. And again, that's within my control. I can look at this realistically and say, well, what changed? Well, I gave them that paperwork from Dudley District Court that did have a driving conviction. I thought they would have been aware of that. I suspect that they are, and this woman's looking at double. But again, and I'm glad she's double checking and talking to the other hearing officer. I'll wait and hear for the phone call tomorrow, and I will report tomorrow night what I hear from them. In the meantime, I'm going to do my video. I'm going to continue talking to God. I'm going to pray and meditate tonight. I'm going to get up and go to work tomorrow and continue to move forward, knowing that I've overcome something now that I was never able to before. And if I get a minor setback, a minor bump in the road that's going to cost an extra month, it's been 30 years. What's another month? Like, I'm going to see this through, and I'll have a good laugh at it, because when I go into my meeting Friday and tell everybody that they want me to take the same class I took 3 times, 4 more times, everybody's going to have a good laugh at it, and it is what it is. If I have to. If I don't, great. But you know what, guys? Through spiritual maintenance, through maintaining my spiritual condition, I'm going to deal with it. I'm going to put it in my pocket. I'm going to get a positive experience. It's going to be that much more experience for myself when something else comes up that would normally throw me off my game. Like, when I handle things in a calm, even manner, when I work my program, I get through things. That has been the overwhelming experience I've seen. That has been the result of everything that's happened so far. I'm going to continue to do so, and I'm going to continue moving forward. And the people in my life that see me doing this are going to continue to respect me and trust me more for seeing me, stand up and just deal with things one day at a time, one step at a time, with my hand in God. Like, that's it, guys. I'm sorry it was a very very one topic video tonight, but this just happened, and I was looking forward to bringing good news and letting you know that I was going to go get the stuff done tomorrow. But you know what? We'll see what happens tomorrow, and I'll report back tomorrow night, guys. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Always remember, God loves you. I love you. We'll see you in the next one.